Josh Hawley. Oh my goodness, this is the most epic sound. I think that he is just such a superstar now. This is the best I've ever heard him. It's actually really hilarious, but he's questioning this liberal, okay? In a hearing today, and he's like trying to figure out, this guy wrote some piece of literature about how we need more money for all these various things, including all these various groups and all these various people. And these are the groups that he wants to like have administer things. I want you to stay with me through this whole clip because you are going to die. I promise you. This was a new one for me. I had never heard this before. Josh Hawley hadn't heard it before. And clearly the guy who wrote the report didn't even know what the heck he was talking about. Okay, Josh Hawley, mark my words, for the win here. He's going places. Watch.
Comprehensive approach is defunding the police, which is what this says the entire time. This is so typical of what the Democrats do now. After your policies have transparently failed and led to the deaths of millions of Americans, now you say you've never heard of defunding the police. Your own report recommends it on page after page after page. Let me ask about something else you say. Here's what you say we ought to invest in. Instead of funding the police, here's what we ought to invest in. We need to invest in programs that acknowledge the need for safe space initiatives led by lesbian, gay, bisexual, two-spirit, trans, and gender nonconforming people.
Okay, remember that. Like, we knew most of the words there, right? But what about two-spirit? What is a two-spirit person? Anybody?
What's two-spirit?
Well, look, I don't know exactly. You guys are pulling some interesting quotes.
This is from your report.
If you look at the report, the focus is on investing in violence intervention, outreach workers.
What is you say that you shouldn't invest in the police, but we ought to invest in two-spirit community programs that acknowledge two-spirit individuals.
We are not going to discriminate.
What is that?
We're not going to discriminate.
Your words, buddy.
Against any nonprofit that
what
wants
is
to help us
two-spirit?
Prevent violence in
what
our
is
community.
two-spirit? You say don't fund the police, but do fund programs that create safe spaces for two-spirit people. What is? I just want to know. I don't know what that is. I have no idea what that is.
Well, I honestly, I'm not completely aware of the language or
you
the
wrote
spirit
the
of how that was
report.
written. But what I'm telling you is that what
is a two-spirit individual? I mean, really, this is your policymaker's playbook. You are the witness called by the Democrats on this committee, so I assume you reflect their views. Well, you don't want to fund the police. You want to fund safe spaces for two-spirit individuals. What is a two-spirit person?
I feel like I'm looking at a two-faced individual because you talk about reducing
no, sir.
violence.
You're looking at somebody who's reading you your own words, and I'd like to hear an answer.
Programs.
Here's the answer. The answer is you don't have any solutions. You want to invest in gobbledygook and take away money from police officers who actually keep our communities safe, and when you're called on the record, you deny it.
I'm just looking at your comments, you guys. I liked I like the one about the half dog, half hamster. What's a two-spirit? I mean, unbelievable, right? It is gobbledygook. And they want cat crazy with that one. What is two-spirit? It's the one with the half hamster, half dog. Sorry. I mean, Josh did an amazing job with that. And I didn't see him looking at his notes a lot, all right? Because he actually read it and then he put it up there on the board. That was fantastic. You heard what the report says it. So now I'm going to have to go look that up. Like, I want to know what a two-spirit person is. Last I knew, we're sort of spiritual. We have like one spirit, whatever. Unbelievable. So this just shows you again, like they are so out there in left field. They don't know which way is up. They don't know if it's sunny outside or it's dark outside. They're questioning everything. They don't know their own gender. I mean, they've got issues. And I'm just going to say, like, I'm a nice person. And, I understand that it can be a real mental illness for some people. And I'm not trying to make light of that in any way. But what I am saying is we got to get a little like more normal. We don't need to try and create mental illnesses. I mean, if somebody has a problem, then, you try and help them, right? But it seems like everybody was going straight in this beeline towards, well, it must be because you're really the wrong gender. I mean, that's bad. And I think that there's going to be a lot of fallout from that for years to come, Well, we're already seeing it. Donald Trump won again, baby. They said he never would be able to do it. You heard Joe Biden, I played you the graphic just yesterday in 2022, saying to all of those reporters in the international community that when they asked, well, foreign leaders are wondering, is he coming back? And he was like, well, we're going to try not to with constitutional means, but we'll try not to. And boy, did they ever. They did, right? I mean, you think about Comey, go all the way back to Russia, to the point where he had Jimmy, I almost said Kimmel. Jimmy Carter. I mean, Jimmy Kimmel said it too, but Jimmy Carter saying he didn't believe he was a legitimate president. That was crazy stuff. And then you fast forward to everything that they did, whether it be via, Letitia James, who's in a lot of trouble, whether it be James Comey, whether it be John Brennan, who's like begging for his supper right now on MSNBC. Like, I didn't do anything wrong. I don't know. You signed the 51X spook letter about Hunter Biden's laptop when you knew darn well, Mr. Brennan, that laptop was being investigated by the FBI, and yet you and Antony Blinken and Mike Morrell and the whole crowd, right, get together, and then you place it so nicely in Politico, which, by the way, was getting tons of government funding on the back end for all the good work they were doing, USAID. We know how this works, okay? We know exactly how it works. And we don't want it working like that anymore, which is why if this government shutdown happens and thousands of government workers lose their jobs, okay, we feel bad for them. But you know what? Necessary workers only. This is why DOGE was brought in. As for the rest of it, with your gobbledygook, as Josh Hawley so eloquently described it, we're over it. It's done. There's a new moment in time happening.